Are live. Welcome back to another edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. My name is Nicholas Earle. I'm joined here as always with my brother Tim. And today we have another full slate, or we have a decent sized slate. The NBA looks like 7 games today. The NHL with 6. Of course, I have way too much action on this NHL card. We have a World Series game. We got a college football game we're going to look at as well between Tulsa and Navy. That's the one we're going to look at for today. And hopefully today's going to be a good day. But before we get into today's slate, before we look at everything going down today, we'll take a look back at what happened yesterday. And what happened yesterday, plain and simply, the NBA screwed me. Other than that, everything else was fine. I'll kick it off in the NBA. I had Philadelphia minus 10.5. They win by 8. I had Atlanta money line, and I had Chicago money line. Chicago down big most of the game, had a chance to win it at the end and missed. Philadelphia couldn't score 3 more points and covered the number. And then Atlanta, I think, forgot there was a basketball game yesterday. In the NFL, Arizona minus 6. I thought that was a good spot for Arizona, though. They're at home on a short week, and Rodgers missing half of his team, but apparently that doesn't matter anymore. And then college, we had one play yesterday. We had East Carolina. We were there, and they covered the number. I finally cashed a play on East Carolina this year. Before that, I was they were 3-0 against the spread when I didn't bet their games, and 0-3 against the spread when I did bet their games. They finally covered a number. They won 29-14 over the Bulls of South Florida. And then finally, the NHL. I went 5-4 in the NHL. It was a nice night there. I cashed the Calgary Flames money line. Unfortunately, I did add their over 5.5 to that, and they only won 4-0. So no, I got what I needed from Calgary. Did not get what I needed from Pittsburgh. I guess the play for that one would have been Calgary team total over rather than the over in general. Yeah, I think Tampa Bay here puck line. Until further notice, play the puck lines versus Arizona. Plain and simple. They win 5-1. Carolina looking really good. They win 3-0 against the Boston Bruins at home. They will now host the Chicago Blackhawks today. We'll get into that one in a little bit. That Anaheim game killed me. The first period over 1.5 did not hit. The full game over would have hit. So that's one of those where first period under would have hit for full game over. And they really teased me last night. Down 3-0. They come back, tie it up at 3 just to lose in overtime on a BS goal. So that was not fun. Sabres. Vancouver, team total over 3.5 at plus 125. They only put up 1 goal. That was really frustrating against Martin Jones. Martin Jones has looked a lot better than we thought he would this season. And then I ended the night with a double winner, first period over 1.5, and release the Kraken. Kraken plus 113. They get the job done. 4-1 win over the Minnesota Wild. How was your day yesterday?
It was not ideal. I know that looking back at NBA, I believe it was a 2-3 day. Yeah. I hit on the under in that Detroit game, which only happened because I bet the line early. If you bet it at game time, you would have lost. If you got it at that 212 or actually 211.5 by the time you got to game time, you would have lost that bet. I got it at 217, cashed that one. The Atlanta game, Atlanta forgot to show up. That was kind of ugly. Bulls, very close to winning that game. Dallas. Really? I could have had a shot to push on that game because I got the -6. But, of course, Finney-Smith missed a free throw at the end, and they only won by 5. And then a good part to my night, Memphis, plus 5.5 money line. I like that one. That one cashed. They won it 104-101 in overtime. So, overall, it was a 2-3 day for NBA. I was on the Arizona Cardinals and ECU last night, so 1-1 for football. Overall, slightly losing day, but hey, we come back and we get to bet again bet again today.
Sounds good. But we'll kick it on off here. We're gonna look at the chat first. Good morning, Zio. How you doing? We're kicking it off with baseball here, Sam?
Yep.
Yeah.
Kind of locked and loaded.
Yeah, the Houston Astros are at the Atlanta Braves. Game 3 of the World Series here. Braves are on -110 favorites in this game. Are on even money run back here with the Houston Astros. Total of 8.5 in this game. I'm looking at personally, I'm not betting this game. I'm probably not going to touch a game per se the rest of the series. I'm leaning towards the over in this one. I expect more runs in this game. But I'm just going to ride out my future with Houston. I lean towards Houston, of course. If I were to bet this game, if I didn't have the future, it'd be Houston plus 101. But I'm not going to try to just double down. I'm just going to let this one ride. So for me, I'm not going to be having much action on these rest of these World Series games. I do like the Astros in this spot, though. And the over.
Yeah. I do have a play on this one. I have a bet on it over the 8.5. I think we just see a lot of points in today's game, a lot of runs. We're getting Garcia and Anderson. Once you get to that third, fourth string pitchers, this is where I start to see runs. I think that Houston can probably get 5 to 6 by themselves. Atlanta puts up a couple, and it goes over. I do like this one to go way over the total tonight, 8.5. We haven't really seen much offense from this Houston team just yet, but I think we see it tonight. Let me get the over 8.5 in this World Series Game 3.
Sounds good. We'll move it on to college football then. We are going over only one game because this is the only game we have action on. For me, it's a lean towards Nevada in the other game at -20, but I didn't bet it. But looking at this one here, we have the Tulsa Golden Hurricanes taking on the Navy Midshipmen in this game. Tulsa, 11-point favorites in this spot here. Total of 46.5 for this game. And looking at these two teams, we have Tulsa coming in 3-4, 3-4 against the spread, 2-2 at home so far this season. Navy is 1-6 overall this year, 4-3 against the spread, and 0-2 on the road. Tulsa coming in off of a squeaking win against USF, which USF gave them all they could handle, winning 32-31 there against USF. They did beat a bad Memphis team, 35-29, and then they got blown out by Houston the game before, 45-10. And when we look at this Tulsa team, the only teams they've beaten are Memphis, USF, and Arkansas State. And they didn't even cover the spread against Arkansas State or USF. And also looking at the over in this game potentially, 5 straight overs here for these Tulsa Golden Hurricanes. They're 5-1-1 over under so far this season. The only thing that really kept me off of that one is the Navy Midshipmen have gone under in 3 straight games. For me, I'm on Navy here, plus the 10.5, plus the 11, whatever you can get it at right now. I think this is too many points in this game. I had this game handicapped at Tulsa -6.5. So that's where we're going with this one. We're going with the road dog here. Give me the military academy here, plus the points. You know you're going to get a full game from them.
There you go, Nick. That works. But well, we got a decent sized slate today. In basketball, we also get some hockey today. We'll go ahead and start jumping into those. Start off with the NBA today and then go to NHL.
Yeah, we have we're going to be kicking it off here. The Orlando Magic are at the Toronto Raptors in this spot here. Raptors 8-point favorites in this game with a total of 208. Where are you looking at for this matchup?
Yeah, I love betting my lines early. But this one did not work out so far. Toronto 8-point favorites, total 208. I'm on the over. I just felt like I had it, but I got it at 210. I just feel like this number is still way too low, to the point where Toronto, I think, if Toronto can get 120, that's really all you need. And I think you're going to get some points in tonight's game. I don't really see much defense from this Orlando team. And Orlando has had these low totals. They've had 4 games where they had 212 totals or lower, or 212, 212, 212, 212 and a half. And they've gone over in 3 out of those 4 games. They even gone over 221 in a game. They've gone over in 4 out of their 5 games. Toronto, I know I've only gone over 2 out of 5, but it was their last 2 that they've gone over, and it's by the same margin that they've gone over. Well, actually, they've gone over this total of 208. The 2 times. The 2 times that they went over, that's when they've gone over that. But I think we're just going to see a lot of points in this game, even without Siakam out. I think they can stumble and go over this number. I think this is just at the end of the day, these are still 2 competitive, or not competitive, 2 NBA teams. I think they're going to be able to score 104 points each. Give me the over.
Yeah, I have a semi-correlated play with this one. I like Toronto in this spot, minus the 8 points. I think they do come out and score plenty of points in this one here. I had this game projected at an 11-point spread, to be completely honest. So I do see value here in the home favorite in this game. I am not a fan of this Orlando Magic team so far this year. 1-4 overall, 1-4 against the spread. They are coming in off of a 120-111 loss against Charlotte as 5.5-point dogs. Their only win so far they've gotten this year was when they were 12-point underdogs to the New York Knicks. Since then, they've lost back-to-back games to the Miami Heat and the Charlotte Hornets. On the other side, we have a Toronto team that's starting to finally pick it up a little bit here. Last game, they won 118-111 versus the Indiana Pacers. They lost by 3 to the Chicago Bulls. They lost by 8 to the Dallas Mavericks. But this is a Toronto team I'm expecting to turn it around a little bit here. And I like this spot for them here against Orlando at home. I'm going to lay the 8 points with them here.
Okay, fair enough. We'll keep on moving.
Next we have the Miami Heat hosting the Charlotte Hornets. Heat 6.5-point favorites in this game. Total of 223 here. Are you looking at getting involved in this game?
This is actually the only game I am not getting involved in today. If anything, it would be leaning towards Charlotte at that plus 6.5. I think this game could be closer. Charlotte's gone off to a little bit of a surprising start to the year. They're 4-1 to start off the year. Their only loss was an overtime loss in Boston. Other than that, wins against Indiana, Cleveland, Brooklyn, and Orlando. So 4-1 start for them. It's kind of a little bit of a surprise on that side. And then on this Miami side, they're 3-1. Good start to the year there, beating Milwaukee, Orlando, and Brooklyn. Only loss was to Indiana. That was an overtime game without Kyle Lowry. Can put that one behind them. If anything, it's a lean towards the Charlotte Hornets in this game. Bam Adebayo is probable for today, and Kyle Lowry is probable today. Both of them have Q marks next to their names, so obviously keep an eye on them or stay tuned for a game time decision today. We'll go over all the injury report, but right now both of them are probable and most likely will play. Leaning towards Charlotte, but ultimately nothing in this game.
Yeah, looking at this one here, if I would get to anything in this game, give me the under in this spot. Brooklyn's gone under in all 5 of their games so far this year, and their games only average around 210.6 points a game. So this is a spot here where...
Hey, we're talking about Charlotte and Miami?
Never mind, I'm looking at the wrong matchup. I apologize.
I know, I heard you say Brooklyn. That's when I stopped you.
Yeah, nope, I clicked on the wrong one here. No, I passed on this game. Looking at this spot here, it would be a lean towards the Miami Heat. I had this game around 7.5. It's 6.5, so I see a point of value here with the Miami Heat. I do apologize for going to the wrong game here. I clicked on the wrong one here on covers, but it would be a lean towards the Heat for this one against the Charlotte Hornets.
That's fair. Now we'll go on to your Indiana and Brooklyn game. There you go.
Yeah. We have the Brooklyn Nets here, 8.5-point favorites in this game, total of 221.5. And looking at this game, I would be leaning towards the under in this spot. In Brooklyn's games, they average around 210.6 points a game. They've gone under in all 5 games so far this year. But my better play on this one, give me the Pacers at plus. I got them at 9. I don't mind 8.5. I got them at 9. I think they keep this game close. I had this game handicapped at Brooklyn minus 5.5. So I do see about 3.5 points of value here with these Indiana Pacers. I know they're 1-4 against the spread to start the season, but I think this is a spot where you can see them be competitive against a Brooklyn team that's only 2-3 against the spread so far this season. That is coming off of a 13-point loss against Miami. So for me, it's Indiana plus the 8.5 or 9, whatever you can get.
Oh, I like that. I'm on it as well. We really just have not seen much from this Brooklyn team. Do keep in mind Malcolm Brogdon is out today, which is going to take a little bit of a beating on that Pacers offense. Karis LeVert is though questionable for today's game. It would be his first game of the year, so I guess give one, take one, maybe. Obviously, stay tuned. We'll figure out his exact status come closer to game time. I just feel like this Brooklyn team shouldn't be favored by this many points. Even at home, this Brooklyn team, they've got Durant, Harden, and that's about it. Blake Griffin, maybe. But this team really has not been performing the way that we expected them to. They're 2-3 this year. Even though Indiana is 1-4, this team, I feel like the Pacers can definitely stay close with this game, and especially if you're leaning towards an under, I feel like Indiana is definitely the play. I think they keep it close enough. I got them plus 8.5, and maybe even a sprinkle on that money line. I've noticed a lot of dogs have been winning. Maybe it's a trend. If you like a dog, sprinkle a little bit on the money line, half a unit, quarter unit on the money line, and see what you can do.
Sounds good. Move on here. Sacramento Kings are at the New Orleans Pelicans in this spot here. Kings 2-point favorites in this game, a total of 222.5. Where are you looking at for this one?
Well, I had to pull out the NOLA jersey. Got to put it on, feel good, and I'm going Sacramento. I just can't back this New Orleans team right now. Even though they're 3-2 against the spread this year, they're 1-4 overall. And with the spread of 2, it really don't matter. I think Sacramento comes in and wins this game straight out. I think they could win by 5 to 7, maybe even double digits. The Sacramento team is sneaky. They've gotten wins against Portland and Phoenix this year. Very solid. They've also they had losses to the Warriors and the Jazz. Well, Warriors were undefeated until last night, and Jazz are still undefeated. So really can't take that. Those are okay losses. I think the Sacramento team's going to be sneaky this year. I think they go into New Orleans and come out with a 10-point win in this game. Give me Sacramento -2 in this one.
Yeah, looking at this one here, be a lean towards Sacramento on the money line -135 for me. I had this game handicapped at Sacramento -3. And it's -2, so I do see some value here. Sacramento is 2-0 on the road this year compared to when they're 0-2 at home. So they are actually a better team on the road so far this season. New Orleans 0-2 at home. They are coming off of a 102-99 loss to the Atlanta Hawks, where they did cover the spread. They've covered the spread in 3 straight games now. They won straight up against Minnesota, and they covered a 7.5-point spread against Minnesota the previous game before that.
Yeah, that was on a line that was like a last-second line.
Yeah. And then on the other side, we do have Sacramento coming off of a straight-up win as an 8-point dog against the Phoenix Suns after losing back-to-back games to the Warriors and the Jazz, 2 really good opponents there. They have gone under in 3 straight games. It'll also be leaning towards the under in this game. Both these teams have been trending more towards the under as of late. Sacramento 1-3-0 so far this season, 1-4-0 with the New Orleans Pelicans. So lean towards the under in this game as well. But I'm passing on this one.
That's fair. Keep on moving.
Yeah, we have the Clippers traveling to Portland to take on the Trailblazers in this one here. Blazers are 3-point favorites in this game. Total 222. Where are we looking at for this one?
Well, Kawhi, once again, still out. Still no real update on his status. Norman Powell is questionable for today's game. We'll see if he plays. Serge Ibaka remains out. He hasn't played this year. And Monte Morris senior, will be out today. That's going to take a little bit of a hit on that depth on that Clippers side. I'm on Portland -3. I think that's just the solid spot. Portland's been pretty good, even though they got absolutely torched by the Clippers by 30 points all of 4 days ago. I think this one gets turned around. I think that, honestly, Portland could do the exact same thing to LA today. I'm not a big fan of LA until Kawhi comes back. And even when Kawhi comes back, there will be value probably on the other side on most games for this Clippers team. I think Portland takes the win in this one. I think they win by double digits. I don't really think it's going to be that close. The fact that it's a 3-point spread, I would have taken this one -6, -7. I think Portland's just overall the better team, especially if Damian Lillard can be shooting well. I like that. I like that spot here. Give me Portland -3 in this game, and maybe a lean towards the over in this one, just because 111 points each. I think that these two teams can do that.
Yeah, looking at this game here, it's a pass for me. I had this game handicapped Portland -3. It is Portland -3. I see no value on the line here. Portland 2-1 so far at home this season. They're 2-2 overall, 2-2 against the spread. LA Clippers are 1-3 overall, 2-2 against the spread so far this season. Yeah, this is just a spot where I don't see any value, so I felt no need to get to the game, so this one was a pass for me.
Fair enough. You got somebody in the chat. What up, Twins? Yesterday was fire. Yeah, Wizards, I was not on that side. Knicks, I was not on that side. Warriors under. I was on the Memphis Grizzlies, which cashed.
Jazz Warriors under hit, and it went to overtime.
Yeah, it did. Jazz -7. I did not bet that game. Spurs under. I was on Mavericks -6. Hey, but that was nice cash for you. Kind of helped out that it was like a 25-15 first quarter. So kind of helped out there. Packers under. Nice. East Carolina under. Yeah, it was raining all last night. So yeah, that one cash easy. Coastal over. Hey, good night for you today. All right, let's see if what do you got today? Magic +8.
I'm on the opposite side.
I'm on the over. Wow, did it actually drop that much? Hold on. It has dropped to 206 now. Wow, I got a really bad line. Hey, it happens. I got the over in that game. Pacers +8.5. I like it. Kings -2. I like it. Hornets team total over under 108.5. I'm guessing you mean under 108.5 against Charlotte. That's fine. Clippers, you took the over 220.5, 222.5. I like it. I don't mind that. Not bad there. We'll go ahead and move on.
We have 2 games left in this NBA slate. The Dallas Mavericks are at the Denver Nuggets in this spot here. Denver -1.5 point favorites in this game. Total of 216. What are you looking at for this one?
Yeah, I got the Denver Nuggets. I got it at a -3. Once again, if you bet lines early, sometimes you're going to get good lines. If you read the games right, sometimes you can get bad lines. This is a bad line that I got. It's not a big deal. I think they still win by a good chunk of points. I don't think it will ultimately matter. 2 big things that we're going to have to look out for before this game, and obviously stay tuned to Game Time Decision. Nikola Jokic, questionable with his knee for Friday's game. And then Kristaps Porzingis with his back injury will be evaluated Friday to determine his availability. Stay tuned to Game Time Decision. I'll most likely have answers on both of them by then. So we'll see with that. I'm on Denver -1.5. Dallas is on the second half of a back-to-back. I wouldn't be surprised if Porzingis just sits out this game. Going up into the altitude, I think Denver has the advantage. I think Denver comes out with a solid win again. 5+ points, multiple possession game. Denver comes into this one and wins. I lean towards the over as well, but ultimately just Denver.
A lean towards the over?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
At 218.5, yes.
Yeah, looking at this game for me, I'm on the Denver Nuggets money line, -125. I think that's a very reasonable price there for the Denver Nuggets here. They're at home. They're against a Dallas team that's on a back-to-back. I lean strongly towards the under in this game. Dallas so far has gone under in all 4 of their games, putting up a total of 203, 222, 198, and 200. Most of those games have not come close to that 218.5. Denver has gone 1-3 over-under so far this season, putting up 208, 198, 186, and then 232 last game. I think that this is an under spot, if anything, if you're betting the total in this game. But I'm on the Denver Nuggets here on the money line, minus 125 in this spot.
I like that. We get one more NBA game for today, and this one's going to end up being my last Woody standing pick.
Yeah, the LA Lakers are hosting the Cleveland Cavaliers in this one here. Lakers 7-point favorites in this game, total of 218. Where are you looking at for this one?
Yeah, if there's one thing that we could rely on, it's the Lakers not to cover spreads, and the Lakers to be very annoying and confusing. I'm grabbing the Cleveland Cavaliers. I got them at an 8. It's down to a 7. The reason to bet this one early is it'll only benefit you if you're on the Cleveland side. Obviously, if you're on LA, wait, see what the deal is with LeBron and AD, which we'll hopefully have that information by game time decision. James, ankle injury, questionable. Anthony Davis is probable with his knee. So Anthony Davis most likely play. LeBron, that's the big question mark. If LeBron gets ruled out, I could easily see this one going from the 8 and 7 to 6, 5.5, maybe even down to 5. Honestly, I could see Cleveland winning this game straight up. Nothing from this Laker team has really proved anything to me. This Cleveland team on the other side, even though they lost their first 2 games to Memphis and to Charlotte, they beat Atlanta, they beat Denver, and they beat the Clippers. What? We're getting really good performance. This is a scrappy team. They've got a really good starting 5. They've got Darius Garland, Colin Sexton, Jared Allen, Ricky Rubio, and Evan Mobley. So it's a really scrappy, solid first 5 lineup for them. I think they're going to be halfway decent this year. I know I do not think they're going to make playoffs or anything, but I think they can have a good year in their standards as they continue to rebuild. But I'm on Cleveland today. I really like this side. It'll end up being my last Woody standing pick if I can get it at +7. So Cleveland +7 against the Lakers. I love it all day.
Yeah. Looking at this matchup here, I would be leaning that way as well. I had this game handicapped at 6.5. I'd probably if LeBron's out, that would be more of a 4.5 line. I'm not betting this game because I'm not going to try to guess whether or not LeBron's in. I can gamble on other things rather than LeBron's health. So, yeah, this is a spot for me. I'm just staying completely off of it. Surprisingly, the Cavaliers have been not bad this year. 3-2 against the spread. The Lakers are 2-3, 1-4 against the spread so far this year. And the only time they covered a spread, I believe, is when that line moved so much that it allowed them to cover the spread as a 2-point dog against the Spurs. Every other game, they've been a favorite, and they've either lost the game straight up against the Suns, the Warriors, or the Thunder, or won and didn't cover against Memphis. So this is a spot here where it's only dog or pass for me in this spot here. So I'm going to be passing on it, though, but it would be dog or pass for me.
I like it. That's the complete NBA slate. Fernando, how's it going? It's going good. We'll send you some plays in a little bit. We'll go ahead and move on. We get a 6-game NHL slate for today. We'll go ahead and start off in New York. Columbus at the Rangers. In this game, Rangers are -180 favorite, total of 5.5. Columbus 4-2 to start the year. Rangers 4-2-1 to start the year. What are you looking at in this game?
I got this game yesterday. New York Rangers -155. This line's obviously moved an awful lot. So I have scrolling on the bottom of the screen New York Rangers -155 because that's what I bet. But this probably won't be an official play because this line's absolutely ridiculous now that it's moved 25 cents. I had this game handicapped. Let me get the line, or let me get my documented up. I had the NBA lines. Now let me get the NHL lines up. I had this game handicapped at New York Rangers around minus 235, 230 in this game. And we're getting some value here with the Rangers here at minus one. I got it at 155. I think there's still some value here at minus 180. If I were to get to it now, I would look at the Rangers in regulation at minus 115 to get the job done in 60 minutes. I think that's a very reasonable price for this Rangers team. So Rangers in reg minus 115 would probably be my play now.
There you go. I like that.
Also first period under 1.5. I forgot to mention that part. So far the Rangers, let me get these numbers up and I can give you my explanations behind it. So far the Rangers this year, all 7 first periods have gone under the total. Columbus has gone under the total, or they've gone over under 2 or 4, 2 and 4 so far, 33% towards the over, 66.67% towards the under in first period. So both these teams, heavy first period under teams. I like the first period under 1.5, New York Rangers and Columbus Blue Jackets as well. I got that at minus 120.
Sounds good. We'll go ahead and keep on moving on. Kind of powering through these games today. We'll go into this should be a fun game. We get the Arizona Coyotes in Washington facing against the Capitals. Capitals are a slight minus 333 favorite. Run back of 283 for the Yotes. Total of 6. Coyotes off to a fantastic start this year, 0-6-1. Capitals 4-0-3. What are you looking at this game, Nick?
Do we really have to get too much in depth into this game here?
Oh yes we do. Nick is taking the Coyotes.
Yeah, give me the Coyotes minus 3.5. They should absolutely no. Give me the Washington Capitals minus 1.5 in this spot here. I bet I laid minus 132 on this puck line, and honestly, this puck line should be around minus 150 until further notice. Play puck lines against these Arizona Coyotes. They're 1-6 against the spread so far this year, 0-3-1 on the road. The only time they covered a spread is when they were a pick'em dog against the Buffalo Sabres. Washington, they should be able to take care of business here. Our probable goalies, Vejmelka and Samsonov. I had this game handicapped around 345, 350 for these Washington Capitals. This should be an absolute blowout. I'd also lean towards that first period puck line as well. You can get first period puck line. Let me get that. Let's see what that line is. Minus half a goal at plus 103 for the Washington Capitals here. I think that's a much more reasonable price than the full game, but I like the full game better. Though this is a spot where this should be a 4-1, 5-1 type of game. Not only is it Arizona, it's Arizona on a back-to-back on the road. They just are coming off of a loss against Tampa Bay. They traveled up to Washington. But if we have to give Arizona any benefit of the doubt here, no. Hear me out. They suck. But if we look at their schedule, their last 5 games are against playoff teams. They've been getting blown out against playoff teams. The Tampa Bay Lightning, the Florida Panthers, the New York Islanders, the Edmonton Oilers, the St. Louis Blues, and then they lost
Buffalo
to
Sabres.
They lost to 2 bad teams in the beginning of the year, Buffalo and Columbus.
Stop calling them a bad team. They're 5-2 this year.
Hey, I'm waiting. This is usually earlier in the season is when dogs do well. So teams like Columbus and Buffalo, whatever. Arizona, obviously not. But I'm looking for those type of teams that are supposed to be bad, that haven't been told they have to suck yet, to regress back down to the mean. Columbus and Buffalo are 2 of those teams I'm expecting to do that. But for this game, let me just lay the minus 1.5 with the Washington Capitals in this spot. They should absolutely just take care of business in this game.
Sounds good. We should take warning with this next game. We get the Chicago Blackhawks in Carolina take on the Hurricanes. Minus 190 favorites for the Canes, 6-point total. You get the Canes who are 6-0. Blackhawks 0-5-2. So really good start for the Canes, really bad start for the Blackhawks. Are we seeing anything different in this game?
No. Carolina 6-0 so far this year, 6-0 against the spread, 3-0 on the road, 3-0 at home. They've absolutely dominated. They won 3-0 last night. This is a Carolina team on a back-to-back, by the way. Antti Raanta projected in net against Marc-Andre Fleury. I'm thinking Marc-Andre Fleury right now is just wishing he retired. This Blackhawks team is awful this year. We expected so much from them, and we just haven't got it. And looking at Carolina, not only have they won every single game, they've covered the puck line in every game. The only game that they didn't cover a puck line is because they were pick'em dogs against Nashville on the road in the second game of the season. They won 6-3 against the Islanders, 4-1 against the Canadiens, 5-1 against the Blue Jackets, 4-1 against Toronto, 3-0 against Carolina. They've actually absolutely dominated their opponents. They lead the NHL, only allowing 1.33 goals allowed per game. Their defense has actually been phenomenal. That was a huge question mark for me heading into the season is, what is this defense score going to look like? And what is this Carolina Hurricanes team going to look like? They're also averaging 4.17 goals per game. And honestly, now that one thing we'll get into next game with Quenneville stepping down again in Florida, I have to say it. The Carolina Hurricanes are the best team in hockey. And we're getting one of the worst teams in hockey here with the Chicago Blackhawks taking on them here. And we're getting plus money to lay a puck and a half at plus 125. Give me the Carolina Hurricanes on the puck line in this spot here. Plus 125 against the Chicago Blackhawks. I think they should absolutely take care of business in this game. Carolina is going to be a team I'm going to look to back day in and day out, I think, for probably the rest of the season. This is a really good hockey team, and I really like them here.
I like it. We always love that plus money. I'll keep moving on. You mentioned this Florida team. They're minus 177 favorites today against the Detroit Red Wings. 6 points total in this game. Florida 7-0 to start off the year. Red Wings 4-2-1. They're not doing bad to start off the year either. Where are you looking in this game?
Yeah, looking at this matchup here, we do have the Florida Panthers coming into this game 7-0, 6-1 against the spread, 2-0 on the road this season. Detroit is 4-2-1 to start the year. They've not looked half bad here. 5-2 against the spread. They are a scrappy ass team here. 2-1-1 against 2-1-1 at home so far this season. And this may shock some people. Give me the Red Wings on the money line in this game, plus 160. This is a spot where Florida, their head coach just stepped down. This is a major distraction for them. And I think the Red Wings are a team that can definitely overlook this Florida team. This is a spot where I think that the Red Wings are able to, at the very least, cover the 1.5. I'm not betting the 1.5 though. I'm taking them straight up in here in this game. I think that this is a spot where Florida is going to come in distracted, and I'm trying to see who they. I think this may be a look ahead spot for Florida as well. Even though they're undefeated still, they're going to keep fighting until they're not no longer undefeated. They got the Bruins tomorrow in Boston, so this may be a little bit of a look ahead spot. Detroit's definitely one of those teams you can look, or that teams might look past. Give me the Red Wings to pull off an upset here in this spot here. Plus 160 against the Florida Panthers in this game.
I like it. I'm never going to argue with plus money, especially if teams are dealing with other off the ice stuff. That's definitely a spot I wanted to go away from. Well, yeah. Go ahead and move on. We got the Anaheim Ducks taking on the Vegas Golden Knights. Vegas, a sizable 145 favorite in this game, total of 5.5. Ducks coming off of a overtime loss to the Sabres. 4-2-4 for them. On the other side, the Vegas Golden Knights are 3-4 this year. Where are you looking in this game?
Okay, so we get the Vegas Golden Knights coming into this game 3-4, 2-5 against the spread, 1-3 at home this year, but they're taking on an Anaheim Ducks team 2-4-2. There are 6-2 against the spread, 1-2-1 on the road. But looking at the spot here, we have a Vegas Golden Knights team that's really turned it around lately. Back-to-back underdog wins against in Colorado and in Dallas on a back-to-back. This Vegas team's looked actually not half bad since losing 4 straight games to the Islanders, Oilers, and Blues, and Kings. 3 of the 4 being playoff teams. Looking really good this season. And Anaheim, they've done nothing but break our hearts the last few games. I've had them 3 times this season, I think, that they've absolutely shattered my heart. Last night they came back from down 3-0. Hear me out. They came down from down 3-0 to lose in overtime to Buffalo. They were up 3-2 against Anaheim or against Winnipeg to give up 2 goals in 19 seconds with a minute and a half to go. And then earlier in the season, they were tied 1-1 with the Wild, only to give up a goal with 7 seconds left. This is a team that can't hold a lead, that can't close out games. Give me the Vegas Golden Knights on the puck line here. I think they absolutely take advantage of these Anaheim Ducks in this spot here on a back-to-back, traveling from Anaheim to Vegas. I know that's not a far trip, but I think this is a back-to-back spot that I want the Vegas Golden Knights here. They've looked much better as of late, and I think they get the job done here against the Ducks team that just can't play a full 60 minutes of hockey.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't like the Anaheim Ducks. I know they've lost us a couple of games the past couple of days, so yeah, it's fine to go ahead and fade them. But we do get one last game on today's slate. We get the Ottawa Senators taking on the Dallas Stars, just almost called them the Mavericks. Ottawa 2-4 to start off the year, 3-1 for the Stars. A total of 5.5 stars and almost 200, 180 favorite in this game. Where are you looking at this one?
Absolutely not the Dallas Stars. Because if you want to bet the Dallas Stars, you would have to bet them in regulation, and there's no way in hell I'm betting them in regulation, considering all their wins are in overtime. A draw would be a good play in this game, plus 345, and that actually kind of correlates with my play here. I like the under 5.5 until further notice. Kind of like we're betting puck lines against the Arizona Coyotes. Bet under in Dallas Stars games. Both these teams have been heavy under so far this year. Dallas, 7 straight unders to start the season. Ottawa, 1-5 over under so far this season. Dallas, every single game it's a 5.5. I'm waiting for them to finally put out 5s for this team, to be completely honest. 3-2 loss against Vegas, 4-1 loss against Columbus, 3-2 win over the Kings, 2-1 win over the Penguins, 3-2, 3-1, 3-2. They've yet to break 5 goals. And the only time that this Ottawa team has gone over the total so far this season was last game against Washington when they put up a 7-5 game. Other than that, 3-2, 2-1, 3-2, 3-1, 3-2. So only one game combined out of the 13 that these two teams have played have hit at least 6 goals. I like the under 5.5 in this one. I think that's the easiest play in this entire game. I'll lean towards the road dog in this spot as well, or at least the plus 1.5. We know that the Dallas Stars can't cover a puck line if they can't win one in overtime. So if anything, plus 1.5 here with the Ottawa Senators. And actually, I'm so tempted on putting a half unit on this draw. I'm going to do it plus 345. That's a ridiculous price. I'm going to add that to my card. Half a unit play, Dallas, Ottawa, draw at plus 345. I think this could easily be a 1-1, 2-2 type of game heading into overtime. So give me the draw in this spot as well.
I like it. Oh, okay, big plus money. Going for it all today. I like it. That is all the hockey games for today, and that's everything on our slate. Before we jump into a recap and then head on out for today, housekeeping as per usual. If you guys are new to the channel, like, comment, subscribe, share, do all that good stuff. We appreciate all the support. Check out all the links in the description: Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, Discord, Facebook, Picks and Parleys, Premium Plays, and our merch, all linked down below. Check out Picks and Parleys' entire slate of videos. We got Craig did his show earlier today. Me and Nick are live now. Higgs at 12 o'clock. Allie at 1:30. Game time decision at 6. There'll probably be some type of chaos and stuff later on tonight. So check out that stuff. Lots of free pick videos all over the site. So make sure you guys are following Earle Sports Bets, winning free picks and Parleys on YouTube. We'll go ahead and do a recap of today's slate. I'm on that World Series game. I got the over 8.5 in that World Series game. For basketball today, I'm on the Indiana Pacers plus 8.5, Portland -3, Sacktown -2, the over in that Orlando game. Cleveland +8, and Denver -3.
Yeah, for today, I'm not on the baseball game, leaning towards the Astros in this spot. For basketball, I'm on the Raptors -8 points. I'm on the Pacers +9, and I'm on the Nuggets -125 on the money line. I'm on the Navy midshipmen +10.5, +11, whatever you can get for them. And then for hockey, I'm on way too much. I'm on the Rangers -155, the first period under 1.5, -130, -132 with the Capitals puck line, +125 with the Hurricanes puck line. I'm on the +160 money line with the Detroit Red Wings. I'm on the puck line with the Vegas Golden Knights, and I'm on the under 5.5 with these Senators and Stars.
Sounds good. We get to start the stream now. Lex says sub this. All right, let's go back. I'll run it up. No, cheating Astros going to win. He had Packers. We had ECU. Let's call it even. And that's why I went and did nice little handshake. Sounds good. Navy cover for sure. I don't know about UNLV, but I think they lose by 20. We didn't.
I projected that game at 24, so yeah, it'd be a lean towards Nevada.
Yeah, that's fine. But that is going to wrap it up for today's slate. Nick, finish it on out for today.
Yeah, that's going to just about do it for this one. We want to thank you guys as always for watching. Be sure to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and turn on those post notifications so you guys are notified each and every time we are live here on ESB, which is every single morning, 10 or 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Earle Sports Bet Show. But that's going to just about do it for this one. My name is Nicholas Earle. I'm joined here as always with my brother Tim, and this has been another edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. Thank you guys, and good luck.
I had Memphis. See ya.